Standard greeting, YouTube viewer, and warm welcome to another episode of Talk About Transformers. Today we're going to be taking a look at the buzzworthy Bumblebee Target exclusive Jungle Attack 3-pack Deluxe Class Rise of the Beast Cheetor. That's a lot. But I've taken a look at the other two members of this 3-pack, and here is the third and final member. And the painted and molded detail on this figure are pretty great. This is actually my favorite looking robot of the set. Cheetor definitely has the most kind of cohesive look, the least kibble on the set. These are supposed to be here per his design, because he's a cat, get it? But yes, I really do enjoy the way that he looks in robot mode. He does have the best looking robot to me personally. If you've seen the Nightbird review, you know that she's my favorite overall, just because I can take her around and I like to transform her and fiddle with her, and I think her transformation's fun and all this and that. But he is definitely the best looking robot. Let's go ahead and zoom in and go up so we can take a look at that head sculpt. It is molded in the orangey kind of plastic with the metallic blue paint on the face and yellow paint on the eyes. You have that same metallic blue paint on the chest for your maximal symbol. It's kind of, there we go, that's a good light for it. There you go. You've got brown paint for cheetah spots and tubes. You've got this brown kind of plastic here for the shoulders, a darker orange color of plastic for the biceps, and then down on the forearms you have more of that blue paint and the yellower plastic that his head was molded out of, and then that brown plastic again for the hands, more of that brown plastic or brown paint dots all the way down. This is the orange plastic, and this is orange paint on yellow plastic, and the color matching for that is pretty dang awesome. It's kind of a little more glossy than the plastic, but honestly the color looks pretty great. Then you got the yellow plastic thighs with blue paint. Mine has some scritchy scratchies on it, but it's not bad. And then the biggest eyesore on the figure are these shins. What the frag, what the quark, why are these this color, and why is there no paint on them? Really disappointing, but his feet look nice, and they have claws, and they look very cheetah-y. Coming up the side, you have fur details that would have looked really great if they had painted them, and all these pistons and tubes, and I mean, at least the kneecaps, Hasbro, come on. Down here on the side of the legs, you do have some fur texture here, as well as on the forearms here. You've got the feet on the back, more of that kind of brown polka dotty paint there, and then the brown shoulder. So the head looks nice, got some molded details there. And then on the back you have the crest here, more of those cheetah spots with some more of the brown paint on here. You've got little cheetah feet here with the silver metallic claws, then some more of that orange plastic on the back. And I appreciate the color breakup in this mode, but it looks a little awkward in cheetah mode. I like it though. And the back of the legs look better than the front, because at least there's a different color, even though it's just the cheetah hind limbs tucked in there. But they tuck in very nicely, they flow with the leg. I am not mad at that at all. And then you've got the little heel spurs. Again, looks like he's got little claws going on there. So yeah, very nice. Very nice. Posability, you can rotate his head full 360. It is on a ball joint, so you can make him look up ridiculously far, like MP Cheetor levels of looking up. So he could do the sniper poses. Not really much side to side at all, sadly, and literally like nothing down. As far as the shoulders go, they will 360, but you have to bend them around. The kitty thigh there, or shoulder, that's the front leg, so I guess that's the shoulder. You can go out about 90 degrees. You can rotate at that bicep. You can bend a little less than 90 degrees at the elbow. He does have a ball joint in his wrist, which will allow you to have a rotation at the wrist for the first time in this set, which is kind of nice. Then you can bend in at that ball joint too, which really confused me when I transformed him the first time. I do not use instructions, and they are not, this wrist bend is not part of the transformation, so it really messed with my head a little bit. As far as the waist goes, if you have the legs pulled out a little bit on the back, You can do a full side to side. I pulled them out for no reason. Goes about this far without being stopped by the molding. Man, now I sound stupid, but what else is new? You've got mostly full spread there. The legs can't go back too far because of the molding. Oh, I'm not even on camera. The legs cannot go back too far because of the molding here, kind of like the Kingdom, but they can go forward a decent amount. You do have the thigh swivel built in there. You do have a nice, pretty much 90-degree knee bend, and then the foot can go down due to transformation. Can't really go up, and you do get a decent ankle tip pivot there. So pretty good posability overall. We have some wrist swivels, so that's pretty nice. That would make Jobby happy if there are swivels at the wrist. But that is it for the posability and all of that. Rotate back down. What good is posability without some weapons to pose him with? Here we have, why did I zoom out? I can stay zoomed in and take a look at the weaponry. Here we have the gut gun with the yellow plastic base and the orange plastic muzzle there. And you can see the hollow spot on the top where it folds in half. Not really gut kind of detail here, but that is what it is. Then you do have this big old long tail weapon here. Some cool details there. It is the number 2 part on the sprue. You got your cavity number there. Nice painted silver details, and then unlike the Kingdom one, you do have a little cap, so that way you've got a tail and it's a knife. Alright, and so that looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and zoom back out, and we'll give him his weapons. Now, it does fit more naturally in the hand this way because of this bulky section here, but I like the way it looks when this flap is on the top. So I just use that ball joint to bend the wrist down, and then this will fit right behind that section of the arm guard, and then I can have my cake and eat it too. And then you've got the gut blaster that plugs in so he can shoot and slash. Very nice. And then for weapon storage, go ahead and show that off real quick. You can fold the gun in half, and you have a big old tab here and a big old slot in his back, and you can go ahead and plug that in whichever way you can get it to fit. I fit it this way specifically because there is no official storage for the tail that I have seen, but I have this leg folded under, this leg folded over, the handle pointed towards this side, and then you could take the tail and put it down in there and have it stored inside the back with the gun and the legs, and then it just kind of sticks out the side a little bit. But hey, it's weapon storage that I came up with, so there you go. You can have fun with that, and he can have his weapon storage. So we'll go ahead and take a look at some size comparisons real quick. Maybe down a little bit. Down a lot of bit. And closer. And moving closer. And let's pose it a little bit so it doesn't look so boring. There we go. That's nice. Alrighty, and there he is with the Digivolving Spirits Alphamon. There he is with Voyager/Leader Earthrise Optimus Prime. There he is with Raykor the Dragon Diceling. And last but not least, for a final comparison, if he'll stand the Kingdom Cheetor mold. And I definitely like this new Rise of the Beast version better. I did grow up with Beast Wars, and the Kingdom one is probably more accurate, but I find the new the new contender appealing. If he had the blue paint that we see here on Kingdom Cheetor's legs, I would be happier, but yeah, I do think that I like him better in robot mode. Don't argue with me in the comments. Well, actually, go ahead and argue with me in the comments, because comments are good for business. And that's it for size comparisons. Alrighty, so I will see you guys in Beast mode after a quick little transformation sequence, and we will take a look at him then. Here we have a Rise of the Beasts, Cheetor in his maximal alt mode. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Go ahead and zoom ourselves in here. And then you have his cheetah face. He does look very fierce, angry eyebrows, and he's got teeth. And you can just see all the nice cheetah details. He has the little eyeshadow bits on the face there. It looks like there's more paint on this side than this side. Don't know what happened there, but you got the legs with the paint we've seen before pretty much, with the little paws coming down the body here. He does have visible hands, but the Voyager does also. They're on the back of some of the feet, and this one is nice and slender and sleek and fierce, and it looks like a cheetah. The Studio Series Voyager Cheetor looks like a friggin' bear with a tail. So I'm not going to get that one because I don't like it, and I really love how this looks. That fur detail from the robot mode comes through. You got some fur detail, nice robot-y stuff. This would have been blue if it was painted, and I would have been perfectly fine with that if that was the case, because I still don't like this giant chunk of chocolate brown in the middle of my delicious cheese cheetah. Coming down here, we've got the nice little cheetah feet with the little silvery claws, the metal claws, and then you've got the tail molded at a pleasant angle with the blade thoughtfully covered up with orange plastic. Why wasn't it yellow plastic? But either way, you've got some nice detail going down here. Very nice fur on the end of the tail. There is the cheetah belly. It doesn't look too bad. The arms are there, but I like how these panels swung around to kind of give it a nice shape, and it all looks pretty good. The gut gun is stored in his guts, which is nice, and the tail is stored in the tail, which is nice. So all the weapons are stored for posability. He can open his cheetah jaw and meow at you, because cheetahs sound like little house cats. That is all the posability on the head, which is a shame, but I'm not mad. Beast modes aren't really super posable a lot of the time. Sometimes you get lucky, like Dragon Megatron, which I will be reviewing at some point, and they got a lot of posability, but I'm not mad if they don't. I mean, things generally turn into cars with spinning wheels, so an engineering posability in both modes can be tricky, but you do have a full rotation at the cheetah shoulder. You do have bends here at the knee, ankle, whatever you want to call it, for your, actually no, that's the elbow. The back legs are digitigrade. Now I feel like an idiot when I was talking about them in the transformation. Coming down to the back, you can rotate the legs back if you want, although that looks really weird, but kind of like for a running pose, I guess. I don't know. Whatever you want to do with him, you can bend here at the knee, like that. There's no bend at the ankle or the toesies, and the tail is static because of the connection that connects it, which you can check out in the Do the Thing. So yeah, he basically just stands there. We'll go ahead and zoom out. But I love the way he looks when he's just standing there. He looks like he's ready and waiting to run at some Terracons and eat their faces. So that makes me really happy. So we'll go ahead and put him off to the side, and we'll take a look at some size comparisons. A little farther off to the side. All right. There we have, ooh, no, we don't. Excuse me. There we have him with the Digivolving Spirits Alphamon figure, and Cheetor actually looks kind of like he got a little bigger because he's a little more spread out. While Nightbird and Wheeljack compacted down, I think Cheetor kind of blew out a little bit. So he looks really large compared to them, which is actually pretty good for the scale in the movie, so I'm not going to complain. There he is with the Voyager Earthrise Optimus Prime, kind of for your standard comparison. There he is with Raikor the Dragon Diceling as a dice. That is still a pretty big die, isn't it? And for one last final special comparison, there you have him with the Kingdom Cheetor mold. And I think that the paint, the spots, look pretty good on the original, but I like the new one better. I think that it looks more, I don't want to say angry, but it looks fierce. It looks like it is ready for battle. This one looks kind of cute, and I want to pet it and give it a hug. So not exactly gonna really put the fear of anything into the Terracons running at them in the battlefield. So I just like the attitude of the new one more, I guess. But I digress. There you have that comparison. Alrighty, final thoughts wise on this deluxe Cheetor starting off. Alrighty, final thoughts wise on this deluxe class Cheetor starting off with the negatives, the shins. Those are the negatives. Everything else on this figure I like and or can tolerate, except those shins. They need more color or to be a different, even if they were all yellow and or orange with no other paint, it would have looked better than this chocolate bar brown. Don't like the way it looks with the rest of the figure. There's some of it on his shoulder and his hands are that color, and that's fine. But the rest of him didn't need to be, the entire shin didn't need to be that color. As for the positives, I think he poses really well in robot mode. Cheetah mode's posability is a little limited, but I like the way he looks when he's just standing there, so that's fine. I like the design overall. I like that he has both a gun and a tail weapon, and unlike Voyager Tigatron from Kingdom or whatever line he was in, you could store them both in the cheetah mode and the gun's not just hanging off the underside like a very naughty bit. So yeah, really enjoying that weapon storage. The gun can store in robot mode, and I found a way to make the tail work, so that's all good and said and done. And I think that he just looks really good. I think that in both modes he looks like he's ready for action, and he's going to mess up somebody's day, and that person is bad, so that's a good thing. But that is about it, so I will see you guys next time. If you found the video entertaining or informative, go ahead and like it. If you want to see more of what I do, check out the playlist in the description and subscribe. And that is all from me. I'll see you guys with whatever random thing I decide to review after this.